We need to talk about this concerning ad from the Alzheimer Society called The Long Goodbye.
It promotes a tragedy narrative that's harmful for so many people. The ad basically goes through a woman with dementia's life and talks about how she died multiple times based on every time she lost some sort of cognitive ability.
So like one of the times, her son says that she died when she wasn't able to cook her traditional roast. She died when she didn't know his name. And the interesting thing about that is that we are saying that when somebody's ability changes, they die. And my mom, who had Lewy body dementia for 10 years, would have been horrified to see this. So two things we need to think of. One is, what is the message that we are sending to people with dementia, and how do they feel about things like this? And also, what's the message that we are sending to care partners and to people understanding what dementia is like, and also people who are going to be caring for people with dementia, who make the decisions on whether or not they think people with dementia should have certain types of care or not.
So the tragedy narrative is always talking about dementia in a negative light and never showcasing any of the joy that can happen.
A 2017 article in the AMA Journal of Ethics talked about how this tragedy narrative impedes care. People don't get the care that they deserve. There also is a lack of training about dementia care because it's assumed that people with dementia are going to have a terrible life and they can't ever get better. And there is no reason to provide them better care, and there's no reason to allow them any autonomy to help them do the things that they love or to do anything that provides somebody joy in their life.
We hear so often from our clients that all they hear about dementia is just how bad it is, how terrible it's going to be for them going forward, all that there are these little deaths, and that there's nothing good that can possibly happen in dementia. So when we try and work with people, that's like our first goal of getting over this tragedy narrative and realizing that there can be joy and we can make the lives of people with dementia better.
Now, they're hearing this tragedy narrative from their doctors, from medical professionals, but also from other family members, because sadly what's happened is, we have created this vision of dementia that's all bad, which means we don't care for people with dementia in a way that can bring joy and in a way that resolves all these issues that we see. And so, yes, most people have a terrible experience with dementia. The reality is, though, it doesn't have to be that way, and that's what people are not showing. And there's a huge lack of training. Most dementia care training does not show how to engage with a person and to create joy and meaning and purpose in their life, as well as how to resolve all of these responsive behaviors that are concerning in dementia that make it really difficult for the care partners who are caring for them.
What this really comes down to is just ableism and how we perceive people's value in the world that we live in.
Stephen Post coined the term hypercognitive, and saying that we live in a hypercognitive world where we base people's value and personhood based on very specific behaviors and abilities. So as soon as somebody either was born differently abled, either physically or cognitively, or has a different ability later in life, we see them as not human anymore.
It also stems from capitalism and how we see people's value in this world. It's only a function of what their labor can do and how much money they can monetarily produce.
Or what they can do for us, or what they can do for a group. There's always these things that this person could do. Every time she couldn't do them, that's when she dies. This is one of the reasons why Montessori-based dementia care is so important to us, because in Montessori, we understand that as soon as you are born, you are you. You have inherent worth and dignity. You have purpose. People at different stages in their life are not worth more or less based on what they can do. And so it's interesting when people are like, Montessori is for children and we don't want to treat people with dementia like children. That's because we have decided that kids are worth less. And Montessori doesn't see it that way at all. So in Montessori, we honor every individual and help them live the best life that they can with the abilities that they have at the time. And we don't see people as less than just because they have a different ability.
Nice. So we want to share with you a different narrative about dementia, where there is sadness and we can't deny that, but there is also a lot of joy. Like with my grandma, when I was in kindergarten, she had already been diagnosed with dementia for 3 years at that point, but she was still able to help teach me how to read and understand more complicated words, and we were still able to have a really meaningful connection that was full of joy, even though she had dementia.
In Montessori-based care, many of what we call responsive behaviors and the issues that we see in dementia, we tend to not have. So the wandering, the arguing, the paranoia, and things like that, because of the environment that we set up and the type of dementia care that we provide. And I know that that's really hard for people to understand because of this tragedy narrative. What we're seeing is something else, and people aren't trained that often in this type of dementia care. And so it's like this perpetuating cycle.
Exactly.
And so, like, as my mom progressed with her dementia, it's really about seeing, you know, when somebody changes, it's not that they're gone. How can I enjoy parts of this new relationship and parts of this new way of being with each other? Later on, sometimes it was just sitting with my mom with my head on her chest and breathing together. Just because she couldn't cook anymore doesn't mean that she was gone or worthless. And that's why it's really important that we show that you can still connect with your loved one in different ways all throughout all stages of dementia when we change dementia care. And that's really what we're hoping that we provide everybody through this channel, is to show how dementia care can be different. I know it's really hard to see it that way because you see something else, and that's also what people are living. People are living the tragedy narrative because that's what we have created. And so we're hoping to create a new way and show that there is a myriad of different journeys with dementia. And while there can be tragedy and sadness, there can also be joy and hope and special moments, which is just like regular life.
Yeah.
Two things can be true, and it's really important that we understand both of those things in dementia so that you can have a good life and a good relationship with your loved one, and so that the person with dementia can live well with dementia.